So this is the 1989 Porsche 944 Turbo Cup. Some of you probably heard about a Turbo Cup. So Porsche made about 200 of these factory-built race cars. And this was actually before we have what's called the 911 Carrera Cup. They actually had the Turbo Cup. And it started around 85, 86, mainly in Europe. So Germany, France, Spain, came over to Canada as well. This particular car raced in what's called the French series. So it's an 89, and the 89 had a little bit better mechanicals. It had ABS, the engine was tweaked just a little bit. And then after that, the series kind of died away, and the 911 Carrera Cup sort of took over. So this car has been literally a race car since it was born in Weissach. That's what it does. And it's continued in that way with this livery for years and years and years. Yeah, so this particular car, the history, to be honest, is a little bit sketchy. And what I mean by that, there's 2 or 3 different drivers we think drove it back in France. And by the way, typically back in those days, it was sort of pitched as an amateur race, but it wasn't really. And what I mean by that is that Porsche would drag in Formula One racers to these events. So you have Formula One guys driving these cars, and obviously driving the hell out of them. If you ever go back and look at any of the videos of these cars, there's a little bit of bumper cars going on, by the way. So there's 2 or 3 French Formula One drivers who have been in the cockpit of this car, but it's not completely clear, to be honest. Then other people have kind of picked it up. It was raced in Germany quite a long time. There's a series in Belgium it was raced in for quite a long time. So it's kind of was passed around, but was always out there on the track. This car, and I say a lot of race cars will reward you for patience. So let the track come to you, let the pass come to you. Sometimes you have to go after those things, but if you start over driving, then for me anyway, that's when it really kind of goes upside down. So patience is sort of the watchword. I probably need to actually put a sticker on the dash that tells me that, but I try to keep it in my head.
All right.
So this car, if I'm doing it correctly, or any of us who might be driving this car are doing it correctly, you're hitting about 150 plus as you go past start and finish. If you've really done it well, you're up around 155 or so. And that's pretty much flying in this kind of a car. And that gives you a chance to get into a decent lap time, so at least you maybe not be at the point of the grid, but you'll be pretty much up there, if you will. It handles really, really well. It's a very, I don't want to say forgiving car. The key thing you got to watch out is that with the turbo is you got to feather on the boost. At least in certain parts of this track. I'm talking about mainly the infield. So if you're not careful, say coming out of the International Horseshoe, which is called number 3 on the road course, if you get a little too cute there with the boost, the back end will come around, okay? And I actually did that, I think, a couple of days ago in the test day. Nothing happened. I mean, you catch the car and you move on. But you just have to be very mindful of how much power you can get, how quickly, and you sort of dial in the boost as opposed to jump on the boost in certain parts of the track anyway. My business career was actually in product design, product development, R&D, innovation, that sort of thing, for products like Swiffer and Tide and chocolates, you name it, all that kind of thing. I got involved in racing maybe 4 or 5 years ago, so I'm not a longtime pro. I'm using that very loosely, by the way. But it's a perfect opportunity to actually figure out how to focus the mind, because when you're out there on the racetrack, and particularly on this racetrack, which is the big one, you've got to have all 100% focused on what you're doing. And I think that's really the discipline that attracts me to this thing. Also, by the way, the mechanicals, I have a degree in engineering, so how things work, that's just always fascinated me since I was a little kid. And there's nothing like actually being out there with these mechanical beasts. The good thing about DOS Sport is you kind of get a full complement of services. Obviously, you get the mechanical side of things. You also get, if needed, there's some restoration side. There's some body shop side of things, which can happen. You know, touch wood, we don't want to be doing that here this weekend. And also just trackside support. It is possible to bring these cars and just run them yourself, but something can go wrong. You never stop developing these cars. They're never done.